What's going on, guys? Halfclickup here. Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you today with something a little bit different, a little bit unique. Now, you guys are familiar with the concept of a dual vlog, right? You know, you got two riders together that are recording their experience together and vlogging at the same time, and then editing both of their videos together, or not. You know, sometimes they upload their own perspectives, but basically it's the viewpoint and conversation between and of two motovloggers. Well, what if those two motovloggers weren't in fact riding together per se, but were separated by a few thousand miles? What would that be like? Well, I can tell you, you're about to find out, because a motovlogger by the name of Blahkay and myself have agreed to experiment with a long-distance collaboration series. And this is the first video in that series. Now, Blahkay is in sunny San Diego, California. And of course, I, your boy HalfClickUp, am here in the heart of Texas, Waco. Now, who knows what direction we go with in this collaboration series, man. As far as I'm concerned, the sky's the limit, because this style, I don't believe, has ever been done before. So, at the very least, you should find some entertainment value here. And so, without further ado, let's get on with the topic at hand. Now, for this first video in this series, we are going to both cover our top 5 motorcycle manufacturers.
One of the really awesome things that I've been working on for the past week is that me and HalfClickup have been collaborating on a video, and this is what we've been doing. So HalfClickup and I have been working, we came up with a list, and we're going to give our top 5 motorcycle brands that we really enjoy. And I'm really thankful for him allowing me to do this with him. It's really cool. This is going to be the first collaboration that I've done. And so if you guys like it, please subscribe. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
Now, to be honest with you, I don't really know how this this editing process is going to turn out in the end, guys. I don't know if maybe Blahkay is going to kind of film his own version as a retort, perhaps, to my list of favorite manufacturers, or because he asked for my list ahead of time. So I don't know what that means, but what he did request, and this might be telling as to what his plans are, and of course you're going to find out here and now, because we're going to edit this together. We're going to mishmash this somehow to be different and entertaining for you guys. But one thing he requested was that I provide, and this is after seeing my list, provide an honorable mention of KTM. And so if I had to guess, I would say Blahkay probably has a little soft spot somewhere in his heart there for KTM.
I love KTM. They're just an amazing brand. Like, the one thing that you just always have to point out, every time you see that orange, it's just absolutely beautiful. And most of the bikes on this are going to be sport bikes. But honestly, KTM, if you love going off-road, those bikes are just so amazing, and I really enjoy KTM so much. I hope one day to get at least a KTM, but if anything, I want to get the 1290 Super Duke.
Of course, the infamous Snowcat rides a KTM Duke 1290, and I must admit, the Duke series of naked hypersports is it's a sexy bike. I don't know that I'd ever really want to own one. I guess I would, but it's not in my top 5. But I am going to mention the KTM series. The Dukes are awesome as far as their aesthetics. I will tell you which KTM really intrigues me, and that is the Ktm Rc8. That thing looks wicked. Now, I've heard that the seat basically feels like a piece of plywood with a final wrap over it. It is, for the most part, purely a track purpose-built machine. But yeah, the Ktm Rc8 does look freaking sick.
All right, next we have a little-known brand. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's called Ducati. Yeah, it's a really weird Italian brand, but all jokes aside, Ducati is just a really fantastic brand. I'm glad to put it at number 5 on this list. There are ones that I like more than Ducati, and I know a lot of people won't like that, and they'll probably put Ducati as their number 1. But when it comes to Ducati, their brand just screams luxury, and they have the power to back it up. It's a really great brand, and I really love a lot of their race bikes. Of course, you can go down the street and everyone knows what a Ducati is. Everyone's seen them, and everyone likes them. I mean, there are haters out there, but that's with every brand, so.
selecting Ducati comes with the understanding, and putting it at my top, at number 5 in my top 5, comes with the understanding that a Ducati requires a lot of maintenance, and the maintenance can be very expensive, very proprietary parts, of course. So Ducati ownership can be an expensive proposition, from what I've seen. However, Ducati motorcycles are absolutely the most aesthetically beautiful motorcycles, in my opinion. The VR4 is just cherry.
Alright, so number 4 on the list is Aprilia. Aprilia is a really amazing company. They're really dedicated to their craft, and I know they're not nearly as well known as Ducati, but they really should be with how amazing their bikes are. They're really well made.
Right before all the pandemic crap hit, guys, I started getting into MotoGP and Moto America and whatnot, and trying to get to know some of the riders and everything. And one thing that I really took notice of is Aprilia's up-and-coming race teams in professional motorcycle racing. The Aprilia RSV4 also is a very sexy motorcycle, but with all of that being said, never mind all that, I am highly motivated, and if you follow me already, guys, you've seen my other videos on the upcoming RS660, which very well may be my next motorcycle. I would really, really like to own the upcoming RS660. It is next to Ducati VR4s, for example. I think the 660 is one of the most aesthetically pleasing sport bikes out there.
All right, number 3, we have Kawasaki. So Kawasaki is the first on this list that's a big 4. I really love the Japanese bikes. They're really well made. Of course, they have to be. Every Japanese bike is really well made and pretty much guaranteed to start. But any list of the top 5 brands without Kawasaki is really missing out, especially for the Ninja. The Ninja is a really great bike, and I fell in love with the brand ever since I saw Top Gun. I mean, how can you not watch Top Gun and not like Kawasaki?
Actually on the Kawasaki. Before I bought this Yamaha FZ6R as my first street bike, I purchased a $500 1992 model Kawasaki KX250 two-stroke. That's right. It was, for the most part, a wore-out piece of crap, but I put a little bit of money into it just to restore it aesthetically. And what I was doing is I was just kind of ripping around my neighborhood, getting a feel for motorized two wheels. For all intents and purposes, the name Ninja, when you think of sport bikes, the name Ninja is the how do you say that? Quintessential, that's right. Kawasaki Ninja's namesake is the quintessential sport bike. You don't even have to say the name Kawasaki. You can just mention the motorcycle called the Ninja, and people know what you're talking about, man. The name precedes itself. It is notorious.
So number 2 on the list is going to be Suzuki. And how can you talk about the big 4 without talking about the #1 squid brand in existence? The Gixxer is just so well known, and people who use Gixxers are just so infamous, but it's honestly really great, and it's where a lot of the culture comes from. I know we definitely want to change that and not act like squids, but Suzuki is just one of those brands that you hate to love them. But they honestly are really great. And like I said, Japanese bikes are they're so well made. It is a really good brand.
The Gixxer 750 might be my next motorcycle. Why, you ask? Well, this is a 600. I've been on this bike for 5 years now, and the next step up, without going full-on leader bike, which I have no business on for a multitude of reasons, insurance costs being one of them, you've got the Gixxer 750 and you have the Aprilia RS660, both full-fared bikes, which is important to me. I'm not really wanting a naked bike, guys. We're talking about the prospect of leveling up to the next step, if you will, in CC engines. And so the Gixxer 750 may be my next bike. It might not be the RS660. And so that's why Suzuki is my my number 2 choice in my list here.
So number 1 on the list, you could probably guess it's going to be Yamaha. I mean, I ride a Honda. I really do enjoy Honda. but I think Yamaha is just one of those brands that has really stepped up in the past few years. Like the R1 is just such an amazing bike, and it's honestly one of the best looking bikes in the past decade. It is a really, really good looking bike. And of course, Yamaha has been dominating in the racing scene for a while. The R1 is just really putting out so much power. That might change soon, considering all the brands are starting to catch up with Yamaha right now. But it really is an amazing brand that I love, and that's why I put it at number 1.
Now, as I'm pulling into the neighborhood here, at the timing couldn't have been better, because here we are, rounding out my list with the number 1 top spot. Guys, you guessed it, Yamaha. Well, that's right. The only street bike I've ever owned, this 2009 Yamaha FZ6R. Yamaha reeks of reliability. You guys, if you follow me, you know. Yamaha, number 1 on my list. I would own an R6. Of course, I would own an R1. Not practically speaking, but, you know, I've ruled out the R6 as my next bike simply because, for one, it's another 600, granted with a totally different power band than this bike, but it's still just another 600, and the insurance on R6 is absolutely just outrageous, so we're not going to try and do that. You know, and that might even rule out the Gixxer 750 for all I know. But just to backpedal real quick to Suzuki, as far as the my interest, you know, with MotoGP, I was really trying to get into that stuff. I follow it all on Instagram too, but the riders, guys, like Alex Rins, you know, famous Suzuki rider. With Yamaha, you've got obviously the Doctor, Valentino Rossi, and you've got Cameron Beaubier, right? So just another aspect of manufacturer interest right there.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this list, please leave a like, please subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks for watching and have a good one.
This has been me, guys. That's been you. It's been HalfClickup. I'm out here. Catch you guys in the next collaboration. Peace and a goodbye.